So first we will understand the fundamentals of Excel unique function. So the Excel unique function basically extracts a list of unique values from a range, and the result is dynamic array of values. And if this array is final result, if not handed off to another function array, so values will spill onto the other worksheet into a range automatically updates when new unique values are added or removed from the source range. And as I told you that from the starting of this webinar, that all these dynamic array functions are very smart. They create spill, they create arrays, and when the data gets updated, they adjust themselves accordingly. So primarily you can again connect with the normal Excel strategies or our best practices or habits we do in Excel. For example, if we have a list of names and we have a duplicates in it and we just need a unique list, so we have a built-in utility which is called remove duplicates in Microsoft Excel, right? So we copy that list and then we click on remove duplicates and all the unique values remain. Or sometimes we need to create a very complex formulas in order to get the extracted unique values from a list of duplicate values. And remember that there is a difference between a distinct values and a unique values. Sometimes in few situations, distinct and unique might be same. But when it comes to the conceptual side, the unique and distinct is always a different concept. And if you want to have a detailed practical examples and conceptual covered, if you want to have that, you can watch later on my YouTube channel, Excel Basement. I have uh, created a video, separate video for that what is the difference between unique and distinct values and how we're going to use it. Because in many business use cases, when we apply this count, when we apply the count of unique values or a count of distinct items, the number is not always the same. Okay, so remember that. The purpose of unique function is to extract unique values from a range. Definitely, that's the simple purpose. Return value, array of unique values. Syntax. Now, it's very important to understand the syntax of unique function. The syntax of unique function is the first is array, then by column, and exactly once. And I will tell you that what exactly those means. So the array means range of array, range or array from which to extract unique values. The second argument is by column, that is optional how to sort. Okay, by row wise will be false, we need to write false. By column wise we need to write true. Exactly once means that true means value that occur once. All the values which occur once, which are distinct, we need to write true in that case. If we need to have a distinct values to be extract, we can write true. All unique values which are repeating itself again and again, we can write false in that kind of scenarios. So we need to understand the concept of unique and distinct, and we need to very carefully apply the true or false in one of those cases. So let's start the demonstration side. So now we have a small list of software names, Excel, Word, and PowerPoint, and you can see that all these three words are repeating. So what we need is we need to extract a unique list. So let's apply the unique dynamic array function equals to unique, and the first function argument is the array. Array means a group of cells, so I have selected a range starting from B4 to B12. And let's say if I'm skipping the next two function argument, what will happen? I just got my unique list from a list of duplicates data, Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. Very simple. And later on, if anything repeats, for example, ERP. Okay. Now you can see that if I renamed ERP as well, duplicating, so ERP now automatically has been added in this list. Okay, so if I undo it, and let me tell you the next two function arguments, what does that means? So first we selected the array, okay, and then by column. So return unique values from the columns or from the rows. We know that we have each unique, we need to extract each unique value from the raw. which is this is the default, so we can exclude that. But if you have a different kind of data set in a different dimension, then you need to apply this true or false according to the situation. Okay, and then as I told you, exactly once means either you need to extract the distinct item. So for having a distinct item from a list, you have to write false here. Okay, and for repetitive or for one time entry, you can write true here. Okay, so that's depend on the situation, right? So that's all about the unique function. Okay, so we have some questions in the chat window. I will come back to them once I finish my next last two topics, and then definitely your question and answers will be welcome. Okay, so the second last topic, which is the XLOOKUP, and now this is something very interesting, and we have heard a lot about XLOOKUP, and primarily XLOOKUP will be understood by those who are currently using either VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index, or match. So if you are a user who is already using VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index, or match, you will easily get the utility of XLOOKUP function. And now if you have the Office 365 available and you have all these dynamic array functions available in your desktop Microsoft Excel version, so I prefer and I suggest you to eliminate using further VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, index, and match, because all these functions utility now in one function, which is called the XLOOKUP function. Okay, so XLOOKUP function can uh, perform all kind of behaviors which is usually performed by the VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index, and match. So let's discuss. The summary of XLOOKUP function is that the XLOOKUP function is a modern and flexible replacement for older functions like VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and lookup. So HLOOKUP supports approximate and exact matching. Also, they support the wildcards, which is static and question mark for the partial matches. And also, XLOOKUP works in the vertical and horizontal ranges as well. The purpose, definitely the same purpose which VLOOKUP and index match has. So XLOOKUP purpose is to find the values in a range or table. Return value definitely will be the best match. Either that will be the exact match or the approximate match according to the data or the condition or situation. The syntax of XLOOKUP is a larger as compared to VLOOKUP or index and match, and we need to understand that because it's more dynamic and intuitive towards substituting these old functions. So XLOOKUP first function argument is basically the uh, compulsory argument, which is the lookup, then the lookup array. If you have used index and match, specifically those users who have index and match applied before, so they can understand these two arguments very easily. Then return array will be the result array. Not found, if the value is not found, what we need to have in this argument, match mode and search mode. Now we need to understand the match mode and the search mode. So the first argument, let's understand the argument first and the advantages of XLOOKUP, and then we will go towards the demonstration side. So the first argument is the lookup, which is the lookup value. Lookup array, we need to select the array or range of cells in which we need to search the criteria. Return array, the array or range to return, that will be the result array. We need to select only that specific column or row. Not found, this is the optional. This will be the value to return if there is no match to found. If there is no match, what kind of value you need to have in cell. Match mode, there are three match modes here. Basically it's optional, and if you skip that, so this is the exact match by default. If you are a user of VLOOKUP, and those of you who are the users of VLOOKUP, in VLOOKUP, if we skip the last argument, which is the range lookup, so there in that particular function the default is 1, which is the true approximate match. But in the XLOOKUP, the match mode Default optional is the exact match, which is 0 means false. Then we can also use -1 for the exact match or the next smallest. We can use 1 for the exact match or the next larger, which relates to the approximate match. Whenever we are finding any value which is not exactly available, we can go with the 1 or -1 depending on the criteria. And we can use 2 if we are using wildcard match, and might be some of users know what wildcards are. We can use wildcards in sum ifs, count ifs, VLOOKUPs, index and match for the partial matches. Okay. The search mode, definitely we have different kind of search modes. So if we use 1, it will search from the first value default. If we use -1, it will use search from the last value, which is the reverse. Okay. Of 2 for the binary search, which is the ascending, and -2 for the binary search descending. Okay. So these are the criterias, match type criterias, which we can apply. As I told you, it's depending on the situation. Either we are going with the exact match, either we are going for the approximate match, or we are doing the partial match, and we are using the wildcard. Okay. So the benefits, why the XLOOKUP is different from the VLOOKUP and index and match. So the first benefit is the XLOOKUP offers several important advantages, especially compared to the VLOOKUP. So XLOOKUP can look up data to the right or left of lookup values. And as we know that VLOOKUP works from left to right, not from right to left. So XLOOKUP can go in any kind of direction. Okay, similar to the index and match. XLOOKUP can return multiple results. Okay, and I will tell you an next example, which is the demonstration part. XLOOKUP defaults to an exact match, whereas VLOOKUP defaults to approximate match, and I have told you the reason for that earlier. XLOOKUP can work with either with the horizontal data or vertical data, but as compared to the current your usage in Excel, when your data is column wise, you use VLOOKUP. When your data is row wise, you use HLOOKUP. But either your data is vertical or horizontal, no need to worry about that. You can use XLOOKUP for both kind of different data sets. XLOOKUP can perform a reverse search, which is not available in VLOOKUP and index and match. So XLOOKUP can perform a reverse search as well. XLOOKUP can return entire rows or columns, not just one values, because it creates spills. Okay. XLOOKUP can work with arrays natively to apply complex criteria. Okay. So before coming to the notes, let me take you to the demonstration part. And if you understand the XLOOKUP, you can also understanding the X match function as well. Okay, that gives you a relative position of a particular value. But first we have some examples here, and I will apply the XLOOKUP function on this data set. So we have a data, we have a company names, different company names, we have headcount, the human resource working in that organization, sales, and their types. Okay, now this is not the real data. Remember that this is just an imaginary data, fictitious data, just to give you a demonstration for the XLOOKUP. So now, for example, if we need to find out number of headcounts from a data for the company Engro, so now we are not using the VLOOKUP or any kind of index and match function. We will be using straight XLOOKUP. The first argument is lookup value, which is the Engro, available in H4. Lookup array. Lookup array. Now in the VLOOKUP, we used to select entire data in the table array. Now in the XLOOKUP, it's very different. You just need to select that specific column for the lookup value you are searching for. Okay, and then return array. When this XLOOKUP will find the name of the company, what kind of return you want. We need a number of headcount which is available in that particular column for that particular company. So we have just selected a one column, C4 till C10. Okay, and I will skip all those optional function arguments and I will just close the bracket. So instead of VLOOKUP, we used HLOOKUP, very simple, and we got the headcount which is 5084 exactly matching for the company Engro. This is the first example. Second example, there is a type called B. and we need to find out the company name which is in type B. Now this is the lookup towards the left side, okay, and we know that VLOOKUP does not work from right to left, whereas XLOOKUP can perform that. So equals to XLOOKUP, lookup value again available in L4, lookup array. So we need to only select that specific column, which is the type column in our case. Return array, what return we are required? We need the name of the company, so we just need to select the range of the company name, and we will just close the bracket. So we can see that in the type B, the company name is HBL, and we got that. So this is exactly working like index and match if you have the idea, okay? So XLOOKUP can perform left side lookups as well. Now, in the third example, if we have the data set, but this is in raw wise, we have units, we have different units, 10 units, 25, 35, and 50. And according to that, we have some discount rates available. And we want to get an idea that on 33 units, how much discount we can get. So if you are a user of index and match or the VLOOKUP, you might be using this kind of situation, and where you apply the one for the approximate match, because we are working with the number which is not exactly available in the data. So you always use the approximate match. But in XLOOKUP, how are we going to use it? Let's do it. Equals to XLOOKUP, lookup value will be H14. That is the number of units we are trying to find. Lookup array. So we need to look up the number of units range. Return array will be the discount percentage we want to have. If not found, we will skip that. Now the match mode. Now the match mode will be 1 here, because either we need the exact match, which we know that exact match is not available, or the next larger item. So we are using 1 here. And search mode, we are not using any search mode here for in this scenario, and we got the 7%. So if we have 33 units, we can get 7% discount, right? Let's say if we have 36 units, we will get, because now this criteria is surpassed by the next criteria. So we have 36 units, we will get 10% discount. If we have 37 units, we will get 10% discount. If we have 5 units, if we purchase 5 units, we will get only 1% discount, because this falls in this criteria, which is the approximate match. So this is very easy to use the XLOOKUP, but the ideas are not limited to it. The main purpose of this webinar was to give you the fundamental idea about each of the function, that how they gonna apply in Excel, what are their outcomes, what kind of function arguments they hold, how they are dynamic, and how they are very much different from normal Excel strategies which we usually apply in different kind of situations. Okay. The last functions before I proceed towards the question and answer session in the chat window, I would like to give you an idea about the X match. So if you have previously used index and match in Microsoft Excel, and particularly if you have used the match function, okay, so if you have used the match function gives you a return value as a number, and it finds the position of that particular criteria, either presented in certain row or column. Okay, so X match is the substitute for that, and the Excel S match function performs a lookup and returns a position as similar to the match function. And X match can perform lookups either in vertical and horizontal as well. Okay, and this is meant to be a more flexible and powerful successor to the match functions, and that's the extra advantage when we compare these two functions. So just like XLOOKUP support both approximate match and exact match, and wildcards for the partial match. So like XLOOKUP function, XMatch can search data starting from the first value to the last value, and it has the capability to do the reverse search as well. And finally, XMatch can perform binary searches as well, which are specifically optimized for the speed. And if you have observed that we have issues towards the large data sets and the speed optimization when it comes to the Excel. So these new dynamic array functions help us to make sure that our workbook speed should not be compromised. Okay, and giving you a quick demonstration. For example, if we want to find out the position of MCB company from a list of company names, so what we're gonna do, let's say if I write MCB here and I need to find the position of this value from a list of companies. So I have um, applied the X match. Lookup value is in H7, then lookup array. Lookup array will be the company name in which we are finding that particular value. Match mode, either we can go for the exact match, we can go for the approximate match, and wildcards depending on the situations. For in this situation, we will go for the exact match, and for the exact match, we have a 0 here. So it returns 4. Why 4? Because MCB is being located at the 4th position in this company data set, company column. Okay, but there are many usage of X match as well. And concluding my today's session,